And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire, the Republic DLC. In our computer needs its robot army run. We're on round 120 in the non-Coup timeline. And we had a pretty good turn as far as a combat exchange. We killed 1,500 infantry, 10 guns, 30 motorized, 10 tanks. The cost of only 400 of our own. We have 4 decisions awaiting us, although we do have situations. Leader profile change. I've learned to love the computer more. Meritocracy is obviously a human fallacy. Discovered water deposit. The computer is threatening someone. New zone has been granted or gained. Researched housing. Discovered jetpacks. VTOL turbojet engines. Launcher optimization. And an upgrade for the computer. I've got this situation over here. Okay, I think it's safe enough to say we are probably not getting control of that road again quickly enough. So I should play as if I do not have it. Will not have it. We've lost control of that road, which is actually more annoying. Moving the city to garrison the city as an emergency stopgap. Okay, so we've got that road again. Computer promises victory. Sir, our ever-wise computer has proclaimed that great victories are about to pass. The computer stated publicly on Prime VidCom News that secret armies will be unleashed on the enemy. It stated this will give great victories and all will rejoice. I'm not sure if this has been coordinated with you by the computer. Yes, of course, we will have great things go.
Roger that.
Lead and threatened by the computer. You're threatening my secretary. Sure, threaten the secretary. Large Family Act. Enact the Large Family Act. Sir, on the initiative of the elite humanist school, the Parliament is holding a vote whether to enact the Large Family Law. Large families should receive preferential treatment and extra allocations. Fertility gets boosted. At the cost of some money. I'm on board with this, letting this happen. It does in fact pass with 64 votes.
Order received.
We finished the tech we were working on in Ego. That was housing. I'm going to follow that up with VidCom broadcasting, followed by metal soil filtration, followed by fertility.
Roger that.
The computer would prefer me send the troops in here. I'm just going to do nothing at the best. Minor worker strike, given to some of the demands. New governor. Sure.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Let me trade with the scavengers.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Okay, so now that we've got that machine gun unit in here, let's start deploying the 14th to help cover frontage. Okay, I know we can bully the AA piece, so we will.
Enemy.
AT piece would be pretty bullyable. Sure.
Engaging enemy. Effective lost.
Okay, we're retaking that rail connection for the moment. Do you have enough logistics to drop a tree unit here? No. Is that due to action points? Is that going to get better if I take it back closer to the zone? Not really. Although 56 is enough. Let's raise it anyway. So, infantry. Use the SHQ troops. Trooper 4s? I don't have any Trooper 4s. I suppose those could be... Trooper 4s. Where do we get Trooper 4s? Oh! The recruiter! We put a recruiter in somewhere. So I've actually captured enemy troops and converted them. Okay. That's where the Trooper 4s are coming from. Oh, I have the logistics. I don't have the stuff to build the troops. But I got the logistics to deploy them. So if I'm using the ones in the SHQ, we're good. We're golden. Okay, that works. Anyway, we won't use those recruits. Then we just recruit the missing ones. Or do we want to recruit a grenadier unit? Yeah, just recruit a grenadier unit in location. That works. That'll help get the situation under control here, but deploying another unit, another brigade, to cover the gap. And again, we are still going to continue to try to negotiate a peace. We're not ready for this war. I have other plans on what I want to be doing when we are in the war here.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Okay, so next turn we should be able to negotiate a peace. Or attempt to negotiate a peace. Whether that will be negotiable is a different problem.
Advancing.
We need more firepower, sir.
Yeah, the Grunt 2s have... they were good troops back in the day, but they're not that good. Hostiles on my roads. Yeah, Thought that was low mountains. It's gonna be cheaper to go over the mountains or to go up the escarpment? Just go up the escarpment. Okay. Just punch up the escarpment like that. Again, one way to get supplies down to the guys that are out of supply to them cutting my road here is to build the road the other direction here. In the way of my road. Okay, next turn I should be able to hook up the road to here. And then the turn after that, these guys should actually receive some supplies and be able to bite and hold. Then from a colony standpoint, I would like to try to get more of the industry in this area back online. Industry's offline. I'm surprised you haven't turned off. We'll activate you anyway because you should self-disassemble. Oh, before I spend any more political power, you have an empty mine, so you need to be hit with a purple mining.
Roger that.
Polymark. This is the correct turn to hit you with the purple mining as well.
Roger that.
And then iron is coming real close. Although that's not as aggressive of a mine. That's 200 a turn, so we've got a couple turns there. Got some political power, so I'm going to call you up.
Roger
And
that.
adjust your priorities to 50-50. Because we do want laser guns, but we also want to discover the robot army. Because I have high-tech parts, and I have industry. So we could very rapidly put together 3 brigades of robots. Which would definitely help with covering the front line. But to do that, I need to invent the robot. Housing was finished in the last one. I think I've selected VidCom broadcasting this next one, so that should be fine. Model design will be done with the new infantry model next turn. Probably time to change you off of aerodynamics. VTOL is actually pretty tempting. Although I haven't evaluated how good the helicopters are. That's sort of the competition there is helicopters v VTOL. You know, work on VTOL.
Yes.
VTOL kind of works everywhere that wings work, but helicopters don't always. What I've got for my light helicopter anyway. So, light helicopter I probably want to be using as a recon helicopter, just to buzz people. It doesn't need a lot of hexes of range. something like that would work. Yeah, something like that for the light helicopter. Also have medium as well. Medium I tend to want to do as a fighter bomber. Small rockets? Try and see if I can get 6x range on these guys. Yeah, so definitely want the machine guns. Looks like it's going to be small rockets. It's a very heavy rotor. Yeah, okay. Not actually making that right now, but that gives me an idea how effective the helicopters are going to be on this map. Oh, and I was like evaluating you for trying to bring more of your stuff online. So industry's off, but that's probably fine. We activated you because you're going to disappear. Although you say you need workers for that, so I'll give you the workers.
Roger that.
Recruit a little bit and probably disassemble the recycling plant. And then we'll move on to the next thing. And they got a biofuel refinery, so that's pretty nice. Bring it back online. The farms would eventually probably be nice to bring back online as well. Okay. And I have the replenishment ready to go out, so that's good to see. So I think we're at the point where we cycle the turn and see what these guys have in store for us. As long as we don't have people encircled, we can attempt to negotiate a peace on our terms on the next turn. Yeah. Construction-wise, I think things are going well. Heavy Industry 3 is done. I think that's the last level I really need on the Heavy Industry. Ammunition 1 is probably all I need. Well, some ammunition for RPGs. Because really the only thing we're using ammunition on right now is RPGs. Or should be using ammunition on as RPGs. Urbanization Plant 5, 9 turns out. High-Tech Industry 12 turns out. The Ammunition Factory will be done next turn. We just dealt with the mining overview. Victory, we are at 10.9, and we have a demand. Promise 100 victory score will be reached. I have a suspicion that the game here may have dropped the decimal point. It might be, I think it might actually be 10, in which case this is actually too easy. It's going to get auto-completed. If it is actually 100, the computer is bad at math. Let's just say. The computer may also be bad at math. Don't get me wrong. We've upgraded its RAM a couple times, but we haven't done that great of a job of upgrading its RAM. Reminds me, we got an upgrade for it.
Yes, sir.
More circuitry. Circuitry 2, more public industry bonus. Cycling that terrain, I'm out of little power. Okay, so units that hadn't yet received any RPGs are having difficulty with tanks. Not super surprising. Okay, shortly coming back around to us. Round 121, we killed 600 infantry, 20 tanks. We did get pretty badly mauled by tanks, losing 1,300 infantry. We have 10 decisions awaiting us. Regulator of Order. I'm happy to report the computer awarded me the ceremonial title. Regulator of Order. Let's go for metal deposit. You want some regal clothing. Kept that promise, yeah, so I suspect somewhere in there a decimal's getting dropped. It probably shouldn't have thrown something that we auto-complete, but sure. Leader death. Commander of the 5th has been killed in action. High-speed rail has been discovered. The new grunts have been developed. Robotics obsession's been picked up. Cool. Vandalism of the monument. I don't want the virtue decreases sitting in the troops. And, you know, I kind of... As much as it's pissing the computer off, we like heart. I don't mind losing a little bit of government.
Roger that.
Protocol requires regalia of states. We'll appease the robot a little bit by
Roger
taking
that.
the government choice there.
Yes.
Firm. Just an infantry. We've done infantry, MG, bazooka. Yeah, let's develop a manpad. Or no, manpad probably wants to hold out... Wait, I have missiles, so that's the... Yeah, okay, so that's actually going to be the fully upgraded manpad. That works out.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
CEO has an emergency. We help the corporation because we want government. We
Roger
don't want
that.
merit. Zone orders. Dreamveld. Okay.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Extend the mine. Metal mine that's about to run out.
Roger that.
And metal mine that has run out.
Roger that.
New commander for the 15th and the 19th. Okay, so I need to just grab commanders to backfill. Let's grab
Yes, sir.
2 militaries. So we've got some choice. You're pretty bad at the job.
Yes, sir.
You're probably better. Okay, the 5th is probably gonna have the one that I care less about. I think I want to hold you for the 19th.
Acknowledged. Confirming orders.
Order received.
There we go. Because the 19th needs to hold the road. Probably off the end of the action points here, which is probably what's showing up. Yeah, probably need another truck station in. Right about there is where it needs to go.
Copy that.
Okay, construction-wise, Ammunition factory finished. Good. Everything else in queue proceeded at speed.
Engaging enemy. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, don't think 3-on-1 with the older units is going to work. No. Okay, the situation is annoying and dangerous, but not necessarily super bad. This would be a state where I'd accept a peace. And I propose a peace. Yes, not guaranteed.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Peace has been declared. Okay, so that'll give us some time to recuperate the damaged units. Okay, next turn I can run the road around downland escarpment into this area that will get supplies to these guys. Short term, once I can, should probably pull back in supplies. So you're going to take some attrition probably this turn due to hunger. Yeah, should be able to get the road connection up next turn. Anyway, we deployed troops to cover that gap. Wasn't the end of the world. Probably, well, it was useful to deploy them at that point. Got peace. Peace for the moment. Okay. So, I think things are going well. Again, we do want to still discover the robotic soldiers. Robotic soldiers would definitely allow me to have the manpower to be a little bit more aggressive. So, with peace declared, let's try to do a mass upgrade again. SHQ 3 to 4. If we've got the logistics, this will be useful.
Understood.
Large chunk of them did upgrade, but not all of them. Let's check to see if we can attempt again on the 2s. In fact, actually, we've got a whole fight here going on, which is mostly going to be involving twos.
Going in.
As you can see here from the old
Mission
kinetics going off.
successful. Understood.
Okay. Some still didn't get the upgrade, but most have now been upgraded. I believe. So we still got some members of the 4th, and the entire 15th is pretty much the old version of the 2s. 3s are still a smattering everywhere, and they're probably one of the bigger groups. Then the 4th, Grunt 4, which is significantly better than Grunt 3, is deployed in quite a few places. Again, we're still got some holdouts, like the 2nd didn't get upgraded. And obviously, the 2nd didn't get upgraded, the 16th, the 15th. There's a few brigades that have gotten very few. But that is a start. Robotic Succession.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
get that played. That will actually help me in achieving the robot army. Let's just say, in almost a role-playing fashion, robot obsession. The computer is now looking for its robot army. Increased tech research speed 50% for the tech groups engineering, machinery, automation, robotics, and heavy machinery. Robotic soldiers are in robotics. So 50% bonus to there, 50% bonus to there, 50% bonus to machinery. What's the full list again? Engineering, machinery, automation, robotics, heavy machinery. Engineering, machinery, automation, robotics, heavy machinery. Okay. Yeah, so that'll help me get, once we've discovered robotic soldier, that'll help me researching. That'll help me with battle dress. That would help me with liquid armor, but I'm not really that interested in liquid armor. It'd help with extreme vehicles. That'd help with ammunition printer, mining robotization, hydroponics robotization, the automated turrets. So this is the robots for defending locations rather than the robots for attacking. More interested in the attacking robots than the defending ones, to be fair. And that does help with machinery, so that's going to help with VTOL. When we go back to finish up ammo compactation, that'll help with ammo compactation. So lots of good things there. And we don't actually have very much political power, so I think we'll hold off spending anymore and cycle the turn. Should be coming around to us shortly. Round 112. We killed 6 infantry and 20 motorized. We have 6 decisions awaiting us. Syndicate computer helps a faction. Syndicate computer has shared delicate information with the Syndicate faction. Seems reasonable. Results in them getting plus 200 support points for the next election. Computer stash gift. You're getting ancient exosuit. Getting told that meritocracy is a bad plan. Yeah. Monochrony CEO. Directly threatened by the computer. Having a low virtue effect. Crisis of egoism. Got the pull the plug card. Fed up with the great Syndicate computer, we can always try to pull the plug. But it won't be easy. We're here for the computer. Don't have a problem with the computer. Leader threatened by the computer. We're just going to acknowledge that you're being threatened by the computer. What did you do to piss the computer off? So there actually is an argument, and then we'll come back to this. I might do the third one. I forgot the political power. National budget's easy. At some point, I'm going to start deprioritizing things to race
Roger that.
SHQ. But again, focusing on research here. There are things we can discover, like we got the hidden text down here. But honestly, from eco, I think we kind of have everything we need to discover. We're researching. We're not discovering at this point. So we're gonna finish with vidcom. So vidcom, metal soil filtration, fertility, mining, ammo printing, robotization. Maybe go volcanic energy tapping at that point if I'm thinking about more power.
Roger that. Yes.
Protests. One-time tax rebate. Increase in petty crime. I can imagine how Austin might have some problems. Problems can fix themselves, sir.
Roger that.
And then you have the political power, so we'll spend it.
Roger that.
Happy, and the computer promised us, due to your personal instructions, it will soften its algorithms concerning the person. Please do not overtly threaten the personnel. The supply situation here should improve now that we got this road in. And yeah, these guys are not particularly happy in their current circumstances. But I'd like them to hold the road. And the supply situation can move on the road, so not worry too much for the moment.
sir.
Okay, your old grunt's 4, so you can keep expanding. Your old grunt's 4, so you can keep expanding. Your old grunt's 4, so you keep expanding. You've got old units, so you should be trying to upgrade. The road try to upgrade. Your old grunt's 4, so keep expanding. Your old grunt's 4, so you keep expanding.
Understood. Understood.
Okay, not fully upgraded, but it's a start. I think I'm getting pretty close to the 2s. It's probably just 1 brigade that's missing. Yeah, 15th is still out of position, so it hasn't been upgraded. And we're definitely much lower on the number of 3s. Which assets here do I still have? Farm. Just hooked up with a wind trap, so that should come online. Another farm. Do you have a food shortage? Biofuel refinery is offline. The industry is offline. I'm surprised you haven't actually disbanded yet because of the scrap being gone, but not gonna worry about it. Oh, it's still somehow getting a small amount. Can you collect from the neighboring tile? It might be collecting from the neighboring tiles what's going on, because I think it's here. We do have scrap in the next one over, so that's probably what's going on. Yeah, its hex is terrible. The neighboring hex has gotten some, so it's getting some amount from being in the wrong spot. That works out. So yeah, I think I want to bring the farm back online so we can be a little more food positive. So let's activate you. That's almost certainly going to raise your demand for workers by a lot, and it does.
Roger that.
Maybe not run at full power. 25%? Yeah, 25%. It's a good place to start. That score's coming down, but unless the suppression goes up with the computer level, I think we're getting close to the minimum unless I can get enforcement up or actually have the number of workers shrink relative to the country size, which is probably not happening. Probably going to continue expanding. Yep, we're in third, pretty securely in third. Mostly being held back by our low population, because we have the most planet. And organization-wise, Eco probably is going to finish with VidCom next turn. Military, we slowed it down, but it's working on laser rifles, or laser guns. That's going to be like 8 turns at that rate. Okay, manpad there. You're working on logistical optimization and VTOL. Okay. There's the pull the plug, which, as it says, will not be easy. Although, interestingly enough, as we level up the computer, it's going to get harder. Right now, it's 5d50 plus computer level times 50. So it's only computer level 1, so at most it's a difficulty 300. Although 300 is more than we can roll. And it's going to average like 175. So the average is probably about what we can roll on a max roll. So unless we really need to do that, we probably don't want to do that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Roger
Double
that.
shifts. Was that zone so small that the zone has literally disappeared? Oh, it's still there. It's like I'm going to put a zoo on it. I'm having difficulty trying to find the zone because the zone's so small. There we go.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Okay, so the industry's looking good. So I definitely can get units upgraded if I've got the logistics to the units. So if we got metal logistics over here next turn, and it's the 15th. So yeah, if we got better logistics the 15th, we get the 15th upgraded. We'll see. Oh, I suppose I probably should have brought the stream to a close there instead of cycling the turn. We'll cycle and play one more turn. Obviously, I end streams on the end of a turn, so I actually have access to the save game menu. So we're going to watch this end turn, we're going to play one more turn, and then instead of end turn, I'll have to actually, end the stream there. Okay, should be coming back around to us fairly quickly. And I think we finished geotectonics, so I can start to build roads into the desert as our major construction projects are winding down to support offensives against and on the line. Round 123, we suffered no losses nor made any kills. We have 4 decisions. That's protests, that's going to be one of them. What to do after VidCom broadcasting is going to be another. We discovered the charged Gauss small arms. So if we wanted to convert back to kinetic weapons, that's probably the kinetic weapon we'd slowly transition the infantry back to. Indignation over opulence. So I think we want for the last one so we can pick up the virtue gain.
Roger that.
+1 virtue.
Roger.
Economic Council. We're going to have you finish up metal soil filtration.
Roger that.
Independence agitators. Just going to go and press
Yes,
the
sir.
third one.
Roger that, sir.
Yeah, still got some holy front lines we'd like to actually have fixed before we be at war. Look, could definitely be worse. 3, 4... We actually have a unit completely destroyed during the war. It's just the last one way out of position. Nope, just out of position. Yeah, there it is. And obviously it's in bad supply situation down there, so we should move it. Oh, are those old, are the recruited ones still in the SHQ? Yeah. Can I upgrade you? Proper troops? Sure.
Understood.
Here we go. Okay, so we're now in decent supply here, so let's try to get the remainder of the Grunt 2s. SHQ. 53 of them.
Understood.
0 of them get upgraded, so we can try. It doesn't mean they're going to. Let's try the Grunt 3s. 90 of them.
Understood.
Got some of them upgraded. 42 of them upgraded. Oh, that's a high level of hostility.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Okay, that should stop a war. You're at 22, we'd like it to be a little bit higher than that.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Okay, let's postpone the wars. Okay. Yeah, I think this is where we want to fork this road. One goes off into the desert, one goes along the solid road to support that attack range up there. Yeah, construction overview. Construction is continuing at speed. I want to delegate you to you, which means you're going to want more workers. Basically all my workers. Or my colonists. There you go. Keep the admin strain on the capital low. One day I might want to put a city like here to do both these mines. That's obviously off in the future. Mining overview. Iron probably needed its purple mining last turn, but it's going to get it this turn. Get called in, so I remember to do it next time.
Roger that.
Although that'll be the last time I expand it, so I'll never have to remember it again, because it'll be the last time. Well, that's the new water mine, so we're probably not going through that very fast. Yeah, we got a couple turns there. Okay, so I think we're good on mining at that point. Victory overview. Yeah, we're sitting comfortably in third, so we're on the podium at this point. Things are looking up. I think things will be looking even more up when we get a computer. It's a robot army. It's there. It's tempting us. We just need to discover it and research it. And oh, can I have so many robots. Each robot to build costs one high-tech part. Meaning, I arguably, between the high-tech parts, the machine parts, the rare metals, I have enough that I can deploy 5 brigades worth of machines. 5 brigades versus of robots. Just need to research the robots. And then I can have all the robots my short-term heart can deal with. And once the high-tech industry is done, if we're going off of current production rates, probably could put a brigade out a turn. Another brigade of robotic infantry every turn. And that'll allow me to cover all the gaps. Like that could be covered the brigade. Get a brigade in here that cover it. Brigade here, brigade here, brigade here, brigade here, brigade here. Just brigades. More brigades. Brigades over here. We can have brigades everywhere. And if I have brigades everywhere, then I don't have to do diplomacy. I can give up on diplomacy and can let these blackmailing hostile monsters be receiving their just desserts. The moment I have to keep paying them off. Because I can't fight them all at the same time. I can fight like one at a time. Like we're like 1, maybe 2 brigades here, and we'll have probably short up front line. We were still a little tied up dealing with that city last time these guys declared war, but we're getting close to where we could probably let those guys enter into war and we can just let it be perpetual. And they control all the way down to the South Pole. So if we can control all the way down to the South Pole, then that opens up an opportunity where I can have a west flank and an east flank, or in this case, probably a circle or a half circle, right? So now when we expand, we're not necessarily making the front line bigger. We're not actually very far off of the North Pole either. We'd have to probably attack the Federation here for the North Pole, but we can touch pole to pole. Then advancing is advancing, not making the front line longer, which would be really good for trying to move towards victory. Because that's kind of the problem right now, is the more territory I get, the more frontliners I need, and we're not recruiting very fast, don't get me wrong. And it's actually arguably getting worse because our virtue is impeding our capacity to recruit. But yeah, so this is where I should probably leave it for the day. We are at the end of round 123. We are in 3rd place. We have our syndicate computer. It could level up a couple times. It's only level 1 right now. And we are in a position where I think it is definitely a game where we can win. Robot, to be fair, sort of the tagline of we gotta get the robot army for its computer. We really need the robot army for its computer, because that's what we need to sort of fix the problems we've got trying to attack, is I need more troops to cover more territory so I can start to spend my small amount of recruits on specialist weapons. Right? And even the last time we were making new troops, that's what we were doing. We were basically recruiting machine guns and RPGs for specialist units. So once we get the robotic soldiers, and I don't need to have, I don't need to build new units to cover the expanding front lines. All our recruits can be assigned to being bazookas or machine guns or armored vehicles, planes and tanks, and all the wonderful good stuff. But yeah. So I hope everyone has been enjoying. If you're watching on Twitch, this is probably good. Your last opportunity during the stream to leave a comment live that I can respond to. So if you've got a comment you want to see, or if there's anything you want to see in the game, in any of the reports or whatever, feel free to let me know now. If you're watching later on the Twitch VOD or on YouTube, feel free to leave me those comments as well. If you want to leave comments, probably hop over to YouTube and leave the comments over there, because that's probably the better place for asynchronous commenting. I do save all of the auto-saves from my Shadow Empire games, so I can look at the reports from any given turn if you want to see anything from any of the reports. But yeah, so that's the state of the game as it is. I think this is a game we can win. It is a game where we're slowly climbing up the ranks. We've most of the game been sitting about middle of the rankings. We're now in about the middle of the upper rankings. And I think we've got the momentum here where we can start to slide into sort of the upper echelons at this point. Because we're definitely not sliding back as much. I'm not having to leave areas as undefended as I used to. So we can expand without having as many voids where either the non-aligned or the other majors can exploit. So with that, I'm going to wish everyone the best of luck and a good time until the next part and or stream. Oh, before I forget, I should go over the schedule, so this actually gets included in the YouTube video. If you're watching this the first day this comes out, the YouTube parts may be up to 6 days delay, so I'm going to go over the schedule for the next 4 to 8 days on Twitch. So some of that will have already been recorded. In fact, all of it should have been recorded live on Twitch. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you've listened to the schedule, and you're like, I want to see that it's not up on YouTube yet, you can sneak over to Twitch and watch the Twitch VODs, because the Twitch VODs will be up for 14 days. But the upcoming schedule is Solar Expanse tomorrow, Solar Nations on Thursday, Factorio on Friday. We'll be back to this on Saturday, and then the cycle will repeat. So assuming we don't finish Solar Nation or Solar Expanse tomorrow, Solar Expanse will be Sunday. Next Monday will be Solar Nations 2. Next Tuesday will be Factorio. And then not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow will be Shadow Empire. So that's the sort of the 4 to 8 day horizon. The only game that I'm not 100% sure will still be going on during that second cycle is maybe Solar Expanse, although I suspect it probably will be too. We're in the sort of phase of winding down in that, but it depends on how quickly I'll wind it down. But yeah, so that's the upcoming schedule. So I'm going to wish everyone the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream, and bye for now.